Good evening. So right now I am in Vienna, in my hometown. Yesterday we arrived after a long flight from Fort Worth, also from Dallas, Fort Worth via New York, Newark, back here to Vienna. The trip was really wonderful. The trip to the United States. It was very spontaneous because our first idea was to visit some friends, but due to many invitations I got, I decided together with my wife that it is for us, it will be a trip where we visit our supporters and all the great Catholics in the United States. It was, of course, not possible to visit all of them, but at least a few. So I went to Spring Grove, to the TFP seat, and visited them and gave an interview. I'll put the link below. Afterwards, we went to Washington, D.C., and I gave a speech there. Then to New York City again, where I was invited by LifeSet News to give a speech. And then to Dallas, Fort Worth, in Texas, where I was invited to give a speech on Saturday afternoon by Taylor Marsh. On Sunday, we visited Mass together. It was really wonderful. A very, very nice church they have there. And after the Mass, at the afternoon, evening, I gave another interview, questions and answer to Taylor Marsh live in his studio. So the trip was really a big success because we saw that many Catholics all around the world, and here especially, of course, in the United States, are willing to fight for the Catholic cause and are willing to really follow Christ and his commandments and the traditions of our church. And they really understand all the problems of the world right now and are really fantastic people, very courageous. I was pleased to meet them, and I'm always happy to return to the United States to meet them again. So whoever watches this video, if I met you in person, thank you very much. You all gave me really big help and big hope for our future. Now I wanted to give you another aspect, because I gave many speeches. You can watch them all. I will provide the links below this video about the different problems of the Amazon Synod and the political agenda behind it. And I will now show you another point, because here in Austria, after the Amazon Synod, about 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago about, the Austrian Bishop Conference had a meeting, and they, after the meeting, released a press statement. And in this press statement, they said many things, of course, about the Amazon Synod and about the integral ecology and things like that. And also, which was really wonderful for us, a pro-life statement. Within the document, they said that the pro-life cause is a very important cause. So I was very happy. But then I got deeply disappointed, as unfortunately most of the time I read documents like this one. When I read in a paragraph, I will put it to the screen so you see it now, that we should push the Agenda 2030, and the Bishop Conferences ask the society and the government to push this agenda. So for you, about the Agenda 2030, you can look it up yourself in the internet. It's a little bit complicated to find all the points and especially the explanations, but you can find them. You will find that the agenda asks, for example, next to many other things which are wrong, asks us to provide reproductive health care for every woman and contraceptives for every woman. It is not said like this, but they say they want that according to the last meeting of the last Women's Summit of the United Nations. And if you go read through their documents, and especially through the Declaration of Beijing, then you will find all of that. You will also find a word where they say that reproductive health care is a woman's right, and then in another paragraph you will find all women's rights are human rights. So what they want to tell us that abortion and contraceptives are now human right, and we should obey to that. I just wanted to tell you that this is the way the people fight right now. They are very clear about what they want. They do not hide that anymore. You can go to the UN homepage. You can read through all the different points of the UN Declaration 2030, the UN Agenda 2030, and you will find many things which really are against our faith and against the Catholic beliefs and against also something we can call we can see in the nature the natural law. So it's really wrong. But the bishops' conferences really push this publicly. So they made a statement and they really said, as I showed you, we want this to be pushed. Good. So this is just one little example. We have many others in 2 weeks. In Vienna, they planned an event together with with a famous activist for the homosexual marriage agenda here in Austria, Mr. Gary Kessler, and others, in the Cathedral of Vienna to raise awareness for them. So you see that there are many things right now happening here in Europe, and especially here in my hometown, which are really very big and very ugly, and we really have to be opposed to them. So we really have to speak out loud now and show them that this is something we do not long accept, and we're going to do something about this. I'm trying to find a way how we could maybe do a good demonstration against that, or things like that. So what you see here right now is that this agenda is pushed in a very clear way, and this is a signal for us Catholics and for everybody around the world. As soon as you see the enemies of the church, or also people within the church, I don't want to say right now if they act in a bad, if they think they act in a good way, or they know that they act against the church. I don't know that. But what we see is that they push their issues publicly. They do not hide anymore. I tell you another example. In Austria last year, we had a big discussion about abortion, and two of the main abortionists of Austria said out loud that the children suffer when they before they get aborted, and that they feel the pain, that the women suffer up until that death actually. So they said publicly that yes, in the womb there are children, they are being killed, they said, and they suffer, and the women suffer. So what do they try to do? They try to go to the next level, and the next level is not a hidden evil agenda, but a public one. So we should now accept that bad things happen in public, and we should give our public okay to that. And I tell you, no, we are not going to do this. We are not going to give our okay. So please try to follow St. Boniface Institute. Try to subscribe to our newsletter. Don't forget, if you subscribe to our newsletter, there is a confirmation link which comes afterwards, and you have to click this too in order to get our emails. And stay tuned. We are right now building up our institute, and I think it will be a big success, because right now many people in Europe and around the world know what's going on and really want to oppose that and fight against that. I want to thank again all my friends and supporters in the United States especially, but also the rest. Right now in the United States, because I was there, I really appreciate what you do for me and what you do for the whole cause, and that you are really supportive, and that you know that this fight asks from all of us to bring sacrifices. So I ask all of you, please continue bringing your sacrifices. As soon as you have the possibility to follow Christ and bring sacrifice, it is always good for your soul and good for the souls of others. So do that. Stay praying. It's very important. Pray the rosary daily. Go to Mass every Sunday, and if possible more often than only Sunday. And really, really, really try to stay Catholic. Stay Catholic. Be Catholic. And go out to the public and show them all that you are Catholic. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. God bless you all. See you another time.